Assalamu alaikum. If you're planning to book an Umrah and if you're looking for a hotel, this video is exactly for you. I will be covering a hotel where I had stayed recently in my recent trip to Makkah and why you should book this hotel, especially if you're traveling as a family or even as a couple. I will be covering all of it in this video. So let's begin the vlog. For this trip, we stayed at Mercure Aziziah, Makkah, and this hotel is located a bit away from the Haram area in Aziziah. Honestly, the atmosphere here is much calmer, less chaotic, and for many families it can be also a more practical option financially. This is the bathroom. It's a nice cozy bathroom. Looks like it's been recently built or refurbished. Now let's go towards the room. The room itself was very comfortable, practical for a family stay. So as you can see, there are 4 beds. It's an ideal room for a family of 4. There are 4 comfortable beds if you're traveling with kids or even with other family members. It's a very comfortable space. There is a safe and some good quality tea and coffee and water. There's ample space here to keep all your belongings. If you pick up stuff from Ben Daoud, you can keep it here in this mini fridge. The reception staff here was very friendly. I'd requested them for a room on a higher floor so that I could enjoy this beautiful view, especially in the morning right after Fajr. And this is also a nice place to relax, have a cup of tea or coffee at the end of the day. One thing I've started appreciating more during travel is that comfort during Umrah is not about luxury. It's more about functionality. After long walks, crowded prayer timings, and physical exhaustion, coming back to a clean and a peaceful room makes a huge difference. The housekeeping staff is very friendly here. They will ensure that your essentials are delivered to you on time. So whenever I've requested for tea, coffee or water, they've made sure that they were delivering it on time. This is one of the common complaints people have when they travel for Umrah or Hajj. If you're traveling to Saudi for the first time, make sure you're carrying this kind of a multi-plug. Although it's very easy to find it at the grocery store in case if you're unable to get it from your home country. The bed looks very comfortable. This is exactly what you need after a tiring day. So there's enough space for luggage, prayer and simply slowing down after returning from the Haram. Now let's try the bed. I honestly feel like crashing. I got these cards from people while I was within the Haram area. If you need help in ordering food, you can dial these numbers. Or if you need laundry service, there are tons of laundry options here. You can refer to these numbers. This is the exterior view of the hotel. This is how the building looks like from outside. Now let's talk honestly about something important. Should you stay close to the Haram or stay slightly further away in areas like this Aziziah? I think it depends completely on your priorities. If you're with elderly people in your family or traveling with kids or want to return multiple times during the day, then distance does matter a lot. But hotels further away sometimes offer better value, more space and a quieter environment. This is a nice little souvenir shop at the reception of the hotel, so you can pick up some souvenirs for your family members from here. And most of the things were, I would say, similar or reasonably priced. You can pick up tasbih, oud and different kinds of perfumes. Hotel management has ensured that everything is under one roof. You can find lots of stuff over here. As soon as you enter the reception, you're welcomed by the bakhur placed right in the center, which is common across Saudi. And this is a beautiful cafe over here. If you visited Saudi in the past, you must have realized that the coffee culture is massive here in Saudi. And this brother from Sudan, it was a really nice talking to him. He gave me some interesting tips about what to do around the Haram area. The price of the coffee looks very similar to the cafes outside. They also have an in-house restaurant where they serve a buffet breakfast which costs 35 riyal per person. If I'm not wrong, buffets also serve for lunch and dinner. You can check the prices on their website. And this is the cafe menu. Another strongest reason why I would recommend this place is there is a masjid right outside the reception. And there are plenty of grocery stores just like this one. You can pick up all the essentials and place it in the refrigerator inside your room. Anything that you can think of is within the reach from this hotel, be it Haram, restaurants or grocery stores. Even a local masjid is right outside. Now let me show you the most important aspect of picking a hotel in Makkah is how to reach to the Haram is, are there any services which the hotel provides. So the bus that you see right here, that's the one which takes you to the Haram and it brings you back. This is the schedule for the bus. Personally, I found it very comfortable. However, there were times during just before the prayer that you might not get a bus and it's overcrowded. So you could also get a Uber or Careem, which is a commonly used taxi service here in Saudi. So you could book a taxi and go to the Haram. But at the last moment, if you're trying to book, and most of the times the taxis would not be available. So I would strongly recommend follow the bus schedule. If not, try and leave slightly early before the next prayer so that you do not miss out of the taxi. And this is the beautiful view. This is the main station where you get dropped off and you get picked up by another bus which takes you to the Haram. So an important piece of information, if you're staying at Mercure Aziziah, you will have to change 2 buses to reach the Haram. I repeat again, you'll have to change 2 buses to reach the Haram, and we have reached the Haram, alhamdulillah. The biggest landmark here is the Makkah Hotel towards my right, and that's the point where you would take the bus back to the hotel. So Makkah is where you would reach the Haram area and you'll have to walk all the way, and this is the point where you would take the bus all the way back to the hotel. I'm taking a closer shot of this hotel so that you can keep it as a landmark. Some of you might have recognized this place. This is the back side of the clock tower. If you take a right from here, you will start going towards the Haram, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now, walking towards the Haram. The walk is approximately 7 to 8 minutes or 10 minutes max. From my experience of staying at other places, this road that you see right now, it's more spacious. So if you're walking just before the prayer time, it's much easier to get inside the Haram area and pray versus the other areas of entering the Haram area. Alhamdulillah, the prayers are done for the day, and this is a nice area which has been recently renovated, and there are some beautiful cafes over here where you can just sit back and relax for some time. Something I kept thinking about during this day, millions of people come here to Makkah carrying different burdens. Some come exhausted from work, some are financially stressed, some people are emotionally drained, and yet everyone is standing in front of the same Kaaba, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for peace. It really makes you think and reflect on how temporary this dunya is. So here are my final thoughts while I enjoy a coffee. If you're planning an Umrah with your family, I would strongly recommend prioritizing these before you make the booking. Don't just look at the price, check walking distance realistically, look at the lift wait timings during the peak hours, think about elderly family members, and honestly protect your energy. Umrah is a spiritual journey, but your physical exhaustion affects your overall experience.